Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to talk to you again. This time it's just me, no guests, a solo episode or a video, however you want to consider that. And I come here with such relief. And a very important reminder to everyone who is in this meditation journey. I am sure we've all come across that one blockage where we try to manipulate and force outcomes so hard, and our nervous system is so much in survival. And I don't even know how I got aware of this. There was a time, or there's still sometimes this time, where I feel like I'm surrendering to those fear emotions, and it really shut down my nervous system so that I'm not really able to make smart decisions, and rather am falling into old patterns. And those physical sensations when you're in survival, they can be very, very overwhelming, and I have been dealing with some of them a little bit. They've gotten so much better. And one reason why that is because I've gone back to the basics. I think sometimes what we forget when we start this meditation journey, or especially with the work, and trying to manifest and just reprogram our subconscious mind, we so easily forget the most important thing. And this is to relax before you start meditating, before you actually go and drop in that new thought and drop in that new belief and just wire in those new beliefs, because you cannot do it when your nervous system is on overdrive. So you have to relax first, guys. Breathe first and just relax first. I've watched a video from my friend Kevin. I will link you the episode that he has recorded, and he put it so beautifully. Kevin, I had him also on my podcast episode, and he was doing meditations for 3 years, and nothing really has happened, because he's done his meditation in survival. And that was pretty much my story too. Really, not probably even longer than 3 years. There was a time where I was so thrown off the wagon from my first retreat that it was hard to get on, and just like I started this habit or this pattern to run away from those emotions that came up, because it was very overwhelming. And my fear was to, what if I break down again? What if I face those dark places? I will not be able to handle that, or these emotions. And it was really just a survival mechanism. And once I started to feel my emotions again by observing them, not pushing them away in meditation, but really just relaxing my body, and then just allowing them to be there, not pushing them away, not being too stubborn and too perfectionist, or too, I have to get there mentality, because this exact mentality is based in lack. So I got back to the basics. And I started to breathe, and I started to just let everything there and come up, and just let it finish its emotional cycle and reaction. And then just, regulating your nervous system. This is what it's about. It's not about not having emotions anymore, just never being sad or angry or whatever anymore. It's about noticing them, and then just like not being stuck in there all day, to be able to react and have, you still will have emotions, but like calm down afterwards. Wow. And again, yes, Kevin has put it so beautifully when he said, you have to cross a physiological threshold of relaxing your body first before you can really change something in meditation and rewire your beliefs and reprogramming, and he's so right about that, because you cannot reprogram your mind. I think your mind is not even, or your brain is not even that neuroplastic or formable if it's like in survival mode. So the most important thing is to calm down, to breathe and practice coherence first before we start meditation. That was a huge game changer, which has brought me back to presence so much more, and back to coherence and back to balance. And also noticing how much more resilient you get when you do that. And as I said, I'm going to link also his episode because it was really, really good, and I just really felt called to share this, because that's also a point where I've been so stuck in the past, and now it's getting easier and easier to regulate that and to face that, and it's actually not that scary. And it makes life so much easier. There's a reason why in the beginning, like the first meditations, especially when you read the book Becoming Supernatural, they are more about, nothingness and just like the generous present moment. It's really just about being present and calming down. You don't do anything of affirmations. You're practicing winding up your focus so that your brain can go in alpha, and that your brain and nervous system can actually start to regulate. It's so important, and I see myself and also others very often forgetting that this is, yes, as the meditations advance, maybe this is like not as long anymore, but do not underestimate the basics. They are so important, and I absolutely love when I get stuck to going back to the basics, doing the breaking the habit of yourself meditation, or even just the generous present moments. It's so valuable, and rereading it with a new open mind, like a beginner's mind, just being open, like, oh yeah, I forgot it, because I was so rigid at some point where I was just like, I have to push through, and I didn't even pick up the book, and I couldn't even sit still for long because I was really just overstimulated, and my nervous system was just on overdrive. And yes, sometimes in the beginning it might feel very uncomfortable, but the more you face it and the more you understand also what you're doing and why you're doing, that this is already such a game changer when you reread the lessons. And then also just to calm down. And everything else is kind of, that was one where I really noticed, when you calm down, when you really focus on regulating your nervous system before, tapping into elevated emotion nearly happens naturally. Actually, not nearly, it happens naturally. Instead of when you try to force them. When you are dysregulated, you want to do a meditation because you're in a situation that stresses you and you want to manifest it differently, and when you want to change it differently so badly, and then you just want to, I'm going to create a different possibility or potential, and then just trying your new intention, trying to throw it out there, but you're dysregulated, so it's, no, it's not working at all, because you're meditating in lag. And if you're present and really focus on the basics, things are just, please take it to heart, this advice from someone who has been doing this for the longest time wrong, and was wondering why nothing was changing. And it's really as simple as calming down, breathing differently, slower, longer, and already that shifts so much. Just 15 minutes and then start the meditation, or even maybe doing like a short meditation, like the goal of, or whatever it is, but really focusing on not really dropping into the field at all, just really focusing on calming down. Because when your body is relaxed, then your heart will be able to open up, as will your mind. And I have experienced that firsthand. So don't try to force anything. And I know it's difficult, especially letting go of control, especially when you are required to need, like, especially when you're in stressful situations where your survival instincts just kick in so hard. But looking back, everything always turned out to be fine. And let's be real, you cannot control the outcome anyways. The only thing that you can control is how you are, the state of being, and even like your new higher self. I reframed it, and like, what would my higher self operate from wholeness in this exact same situation that I'm currently in, even when there are crises? Because you cannot avoid these. You will still be facing challenges, but instead of like chickening out, how would you respond to the same challenge with a new state of being or with a new mind? How would you think about it? When I was so stressed, I thought I was getting upset because I thought this new me wouldn't have to deal with those things, which is really also, when you're dysregulated, you're not making really smart decisions, and you just, someone said this, I think it was on a podcast episode from M on the Brain, which I was listening to, and she said, really, you get dumber when you're dysregulated, and when you're stressed, you're not the smartest. You just see a peck of maybe a whole picture. So this is your loving reminder to take off the pressure. And really the answer lies into regulating your nervous system to calm down and practicing feeling safe in your body, and everything else can start from there. I hope this reminder, I know if you need this, it will find you. I hope I made it somewhat clear. That was on my heart, and I really wanted to share that with you. And I'm also planning to create a little bit more content about that, and also having more maybe podcast episodes about how we can effectively calm down our nervous system. So when we then drop in affirmations, it actually really works, or our mind can rewire. I'm also planning to create some more affirmations because I'm recently been a great fan of them, and they have helped me beautifully, especially when listening to them when you are relaxed, doing something that you like to do when you're in a creative open space, not in a stressed out space, even though they also help me sometimes when I was really stressed, and they help me to calm down. But yes, I think you get the message, so stay tuned on this channel. And I'm sending you so much love. I'm so excited what it's about to come, and so many blessings. And I see you in the next video or podcast episode. Have a good day.